Death Note movie, trash. Mob Psycho 100 live action series, terrible. Attack on Titan was an attack on my patience. With all these terrible live action remakes, are there any anime and manga adaptations actually worth watching? Let's talk about it on Bro Takuza. Konnichiwa, snitches. I'm B. This is Bro Takuza. Okay, so we all have our favorite anime or manga, and one of the things that we fear the most is that its legacy will be tarnished by a live action adaptation, which is almost a given, especially if it's a really popular anime. Now, most live action adaptations are awful for a variety of reasons, but not all are necessarily bad. Now, this list I'm about to bring you is by no means the best of the bunch, but I think they're still definitely worth your time if you're a fan of these manga or anime. So that being said, here are 5 live action anime and manga adaptations that I recommend that you watch. At number 5, Death Note 2015. Now, I agree that Death Note is a title that should probably just be left alone, and the Netflix film solidified that argument. However, this story has been remade in live action form quite a few times in Japan, even inspiring some continuations of the original story. But where I feel they got closest to hitting the mark was with the 2015 TV series remake. If there was one thing that left a sour taste in my mouth from the anime, as it did for many other people, was that when watching it, it was that this story was a chess match between two main characters, Light Yagami, the wielder of the Death Note, and L, the enigmatic investigator set on taking Light down. Now, of course, we know that Light gets the better of L, and it's up to this annoying little shit named Nier to complete L's mission, which he does, but it wasn't as satisfying. Well, the 2015 live action took some liberties that actually gave me an ending that was much closer to what I wanted, and L had more of a hand in Light's ultimate demise, so to speak. So if you want the closure that you seek, I would say check out the 2015 version of Death Note. At number 4, Orange. Orange is a short manga and anime series that quickly hooked me in thanks to its time travel or time manipulation element. If you haven't caught this one, it's about a group of adult friends who are able to communicate with their younger selves by sending letters back in time, all in the hopes of saving their high school friend Kakeru from dying. It's a bit of a tearjerker story that later became a feature film. And while I'm typically not a fan of film adaptations, mainly because so much of the plot gets cut and keeps us from being able to fully invest in the characters and the story, this one was actually well crafted and kept much of the heart of the story intact. So whether you've watched or read the manga or anime, I think you can still watch the film version of Orange and still get the full effect, so definitely check that out. At number 3, Prison School. Now, there's not much that I can say about this one without running the risk of YouTube age gating this video. Yes, Prison School is borderline hentai. Yes, it takes the ecchi element to an uncomfortable level. And yes, you'll probably have to watch this live action series remake alone, but still kind of worth it. Actually, I was living in a share house here in Tokyo when I first saw this one, and one of my female housemates walked in on me, and the look of disgust on her face, matched with the absolute embarrassment that I was feeling, made for one of the most, if not the most, awkward experiences of my time living here in Japan. So the point of that story was watch at your own risk, I guess, but again, it's worth it. Okay, at number 2, Ouran HighSchool Host Club. Now, I really enjoyed Ouran HighSchool Host Club, the anime, so I was a little skeptical about watching the live action TV series. But sometimes Japanese acting is so bad that its over-the-topness matches the story perfectly, and I think that's what makes this adaptation work so well. Now, there are some cheesy effects, and that, along with the campiness and overacting by the cast, is actually what really made this an endearing show and something that I think is definitely worth your time. So check out Ouran HighSchool Host Club if you haven't already. It's from, I think, 2011, so it's been around for a while, but still worth the watch. At number 1, Erased. Boku Dake Gai Nai Machi, also known as Erased, is a critically acclaimed time travel thriller manga that quickly gained attention as an anime. It follows Satoru, a young man who possesses the power of revival, which essentially gives him a do-over to prevent a life-threatening event from happening. While this ability typically only sends him a few minutes into the past, the murder of his mother hurls him back 18 years, where he learns that in order to save her, he must also solve the mystery of a series of other murders that happened to his former elementary school classmates, most notably one named Kaio. It's a brilliant, suspenseful story with a quirky yet masterful take on the time travel element, which I personally am a sucker for. And this story had been adapted in live action form before, but the Netflix version hits the nail on the head perfectly. Now, while I criticized Japanese acting when talking about Ouran High School Host Club earlier, and let's be honest, they're not churning out any Oscar caliber thespians over here, the acting was actually the surprising strength of this version, mainly because the story relies so much on the child's characters, who I have to admit absolutely brought their A game to this one. Rinka Kakihara and Reo Uchikawa did an amazing job as Kaio and Satoru respectively, while Yuki Furukawa did an amazing job as the adult version of Satoru. So it was just great acting all around, and it lived up to the level of the original work beautifully. So this is a must watch in my opinion, and it's currently streaming, so definitely catch it on Netflix ASAP. Okay, well, that was my list of 5 solid live action manga and anime adaptations. If there's one that you recommend, drop it in the comments below, and don't forget to check out my vid on Backstreet Girls, which should be over here somewhere, because I'm giving away a free month of Crunchyroll Premium, and to find out how you can win that, the rules are in that video, so definitely watch. I'll catch you guys later, but until next time, sayonara, suckers.